Hello and welcome to today's episode of Filling the Gap, your one-stop shop for Pacers Gap Year coverage. I'm your host, Andrew Schreiner, and today we are breaking down the Pacers' thrilling 135-134 overtime win over the Minnesota Timberwolves in their first preseason game. Well, they led after the first three quarters, but multiple fourth quarter runs from the Timberwolves sent the game to overtime, and this really was the Enrique Freeman, Tristan Newton, Alize Johnson revenge game. Three former Pacers draft picks playing for the Timberwolves helped spearhead the charge to get them back. Really, though, it was Johnny Juzang who went nuts from three. However, the real win was leading 65-57 at halftime. Starters and most of the second team did not play after halftime. And so leading at half, that's your real win. But we'll take the 135-134 win. It is only preseason, of course, and this is just game one of the preseason. It's not going to count after tonight, really. But the Pacers' top 10 pretty much picked up where they left off. They started fast, they came out, they had a 19-5 run to take a 23-12 lead early, and after they made that run, the Timberwolves did not lead until taking a lead briefly in OT. Stylistically, which is really what we were interested to see, or what I was looking for, what was this team going to look like without Tyrese and without Miles Turner? They looked almost identical to last season. They were pushing the pace off of turnovers, off of misses, and even off of makes like they did so well last year. They were taking and making threes. They were defending full court in preseason. It was actually a little bit crazy to see, but really exciting as well to see that even in preseason game one, they look the same. They look like they just finished playing in their magical finals run last spring. So just to go through some noteworthy performances from the night, not going to focus too much on stats, it's just preseason, but more just performances. Nembhard looked comfortable. He looked appropriately aggressive as the lead ball handler. He looked like he stepped into the role of point guard well. He looks ready. The other starter that I'm going to talk about, Isaiah Jackson. He did get the starting nod at center, which makes sense given his familiarity with the team and with the system, but he looked rusty. Now, that's understandably so. This is his first competitive action in almost a full year, coming off of his Achilles injury, but he had 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of this game, which let us see Tony Bradley. He got to come in very early and fill in. Then they were platoon swapping, so we had the full starting 5 and then the full backup 5 in the first quarter. Jay Huff came on. He looked solid. He showed some touch around the rim. He had 2 blocks. I was impressed by what I saw in his first appearance in a Pacers uniform. Other key performances of note, Johnny Furphy looked good. Jarris Walker looked good. Both had 12 points in 20 minutes in regulation. Walker added 1 more point in overtime. He played the full 5 minutes. He only had 1 point, which I was a little disappointed about. They did not feature him in the overtime, but that 1 point it ended up being the game winner to make the game 135-134. Johnny Furphy also had another huge dunk, and I think he may be pushing Obi Toppin for who is the best dunker on the team, possibly, which I would not have thought even just 3 months ago. James Wiseman came in and had all of the run at center in the fourth quarter and overtime. We did not see Tony Bradley after his 5-minute stint in the first quarter. I think that sends a pretty clear signal about where the center standings are in terms of who's going to make the roster. He looked okay. He's also coming off of an Achilles injury, so some rust is to be expected. A few other small notes. Talon Peter, he looked like he belonged on an NBA floor to me. I was excited by what I saw. Nothing too flashy. Made a couple threes. He had a nice dunk, a few turnovers, but a few takeaways as well. He just fit. Definitely backed up what the Pacers saw. Looked like he belonged out there. And then he's not going to make the team, but we'll give a shout out to Jalen Slauson. He made a few big shots in overtime. Good for him. Yeah. Few smaller personnel notes, or actually in some ways they may be bigger. Ben Shepherd did not play tonight. I couldn't find why. I just saw undisclosed online. Cam Jones has been dealing with the calf injury. We knew that coming in, but that held him out of the game tonight. That was disappointing. Would have loved to see him out there. TJ McConnell, this is the big one. He left the game with what seemed to be a left leg soft tissue injury. He pulled up in the second quarter at 4:41, I think, is when he checked out in the second quarter. If that is an issue that lasts to the beginning of the season, that's going to cause some strain early on the depth of the point guard position for this team. That will be challenged even further by this next point. DeLon Wright, he left with, I would call it, multiple head injuries after a head-to-head collision with Jalen Clark. He was dribbling. Jalen Clark tried to sneak in and steal the ball, hit him head-to-head, so he was bleeding on one side, and then as DeLon Wright fell, he slammed his face into the ground and was bleeding from the other side as well. So it was kind of an ugly injury. Hopefully he's okay. Avoided concussions and anything like that. So that is the highlights. Again, first action preseason. Pacers get the win. The win doesn't really matter. What was exciting is to see some really strong performances and the team looking sharp early on and stylistically picking up where they left off last season. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, we're now on Instagram, so follow us at FillingTheGap25 on Instagram. And we'll see you this weekend with our next episode, which will be a recap of the Pacers' second preseason game versus Oklahoma City. Bye-bye.